Greetings to all my friends out there on YouTube and Facebook, wherever else this video is being seen and shared. Celine Driver once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you? Not a watch video today, not a rant in the usual sense, nothing to do with sports. The idea for this video came a little bit ago, a few weeks ago, but I finally decided to sit down and think about this video. I call this video, as you saw in the title, when you clicked on it, I call this Advice from an Old Guy. Now, compared to most of the people that are subscribers or friends of mine online and elsewhere, I'm not terribly old. I'm 56 years old. I'm not a terribly old guy. There are gentlemen that I associate with on the sports channels and on my watch channel that are my age or even older than me. So I'm I'm not terribly old compared to some. But I thought I would just sit down for a few minutes, especially in consideration of what has been going on in the college football trash talk community that I love so much. A lot of drama recently. One of our pillars of the community, Keith Ricker, aka BVD, aka the Big Vol Daddy, struck down and nearly died recently. I understand, though, he is getting better. His kidneys have begun to function again, thank God. So it looks like perhaps the dialysis that he's on now is not permanent. He's talking with people. He's engaging. He's even calling people on the phone, texting with them. I haven't heard from him personally. I don't expect that I will until he's feeling better. I don't think I'm terribly high up on his totem pole of people to talk to, especially considering, people that are closer to him, family, people that are physically closer to him. I know that he knows I'm out here. So hi BVD, how you doing? By the way, real quick, again, making anything that I have to do now with BVD, I always put in the description a link to his PayPal account. I encourage all viewers, if you are able to financially, and if you are of a mind to do so, to click on the link, leave a little offering, a little gift for him, because even though he's been in the hospital 3 weeks, 3 weeks now, the bills didn't stop coming. The bills are actually going to keep coming because of all the hospitalization. I think it behooves the community to help out one of the founders of this community. So, and I apologize, my neck is perpetually sore. So, having said all that, to say this, I have 10 points that I want to go over. Just take a minute or two on each point. I don't want to belabor them too long. I realize I'm opening myself up to a lot of flame jobs in the comments section. All I can say is bring them on, boys and girls. Bring them on. If you have suggestions of your own, of advice, life type advice to others, feel free to put it down there. Yeah. Just be respectful about it. Don't be an asshole. Anyway, I have notes. Not copious notes, just outline notes. I don't do copious notes. That's the other guy. But I have 10 points. I'm going to go over them. First point that I wanted to mention is honor your parents. Now, snapshot in time, mid-August 2021, I still have both my parents alive. I still have my father. I still have my mother. They're still together. They live half a mile from me. I see them multiple times per week. In fact, I was just over there today doing something with them. I love my parents dearly. I'm not looking forward to the day where I don't have both of them. I'm not looking forward to the day when I only have one of them. I don't want to be alone in this world. I really don't. My parents have taught me all the important things in life. They still have much to teach me. I still have much to learn. I, in turn, want to be able to impart that information and that wisdom to my children over the course of time. But my parents are my anchor, my rock, the people I turn to first. And I'm grateful to God, to medical science, to the pure stubbornness of both of them to keep going in life. If you have lost a parent or you've lost both parents, you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure it hurts deeply. If you are younger than me and you still have both your parents, or maybe even you have multiple parents, step parents, and whatever, I urge you, hold on to them, grasp them, hug them, love them, stay in contact with them. Glean all that you can knowledge-wise from them, because they will not be there forever. For most of our folks, they have more birthdays behind them than in front of them. So love and honor your parents. Probably the best advice I will give out of this whole video. If you glean nothing else from this video, that point is the point I want to get across. If you have grandparents, point two, if you have grandparents, hold on to them even as preciously as you hold on to your parents. I haven't had grandparents in my life since 1993. I lost my first grandparent, my paternal grandfather, in 1983. He never saw me graduate high school. He was a very, very sick man, but he was a very, very powerful man. He's very intelligent. He was one of my two first heroes, along with my first three heroes, my parents and my paternal grandfather. This was a man who succeeded in his career despite the fact he was working for a company that was filled with anti-Semitism. He succeeded despite the factors around him. He had great advice, great stories. I miss him dearly. I lost his wife, my paternal grandmother, the day after I graduated college in '87. She had told everyone but me her goal was to see her only grandson graduate college. He got there, died the next day. God, I blame myself for that for years, but that's another story. I lost both my maternal grandparents within 3 months of each other in 1993. Both very, very sick, but both very, very communicative and very, very filled with advice. And they were the two that got to meet my then fiance, now my ex-wife, unfortunately. And they gave me a lot of great advice on how to make a marriage work. Unfortunately, it didn't work anyway. Again, another story. But all four grandparents were wonderful sources of history and information and advice and just good family stories. And so if you still have your grandparents, get from them all you can, because they have the knowledge of the way the world was before it went insane. And you need that knowledge in an insane world to pass on to your children, who will unfortunately be growing up in an insane world and will probably never know sanity in this world. And maybe if they know that it used to be sane back in the past, maybe they can bring that sanity back in the future. Who knows? Point three. Put this crap down. Turn this shit off every once in a while. Pick up a book. Read a book. Expand your mind. I read voraciously. I love to read books. I love fiction. I love history, social commentary books. A book I'm currently reading right now is from a gentleman named Mark Levin. Google him if you want. Books will give you insight and knowledge that just can't be done on a video. A fiction book will fire the imagination because you read the words on the page and your mind paints the picture. It's a great way to expand your vocabulary. It's a great way to expand your mind, expand your imagination, get ideas and thoughts of your own instead of relying on this crap, this sanitized, manufactured, censored, homogenized, pasteurized video world that we live in. So put this crap away every once in a while. Pick up a book. Point 4, get some exercise. Even before what happened to my friend Keith happened just recently, I had my own health scare towards the end of 2020. It was not a COVID scare. But it was a health scare. I wasn't doing the right things. I wasn't taking care of myself. And my body finally said, enough. I'm going to give you one warning. And if you don't heed it, that's not going to be good. So I heeded the warning. I started exercising, doing what I can, given physical limitations that I have. I won't go into all that crap, but get out of your chair, get out of your couch, get out of your bed, get off your ass, go take a walk. That's really how I started. Take a walk. Walk a mile, walk half a mile, walk a mile, walk a couple of miles. I downloaded an app on my phone called Pacer. It tracks how far I walk, how many steps I walk. You can set goals. It can help you. I just said put the tech down. I'm telling you to use tech to help you exercise. But, it's there. Use it. Get on a bike. Get on a treadmill. Walk your dog. Go walk with your neighbors. Great way to meet your neighbors. I walk with my neighbors sometimes. You meet your neighbors, talk with them while you're walking, get to know them. Do something. Get off your ass and exercise. Get your blood pressure up. Get your blood circulating. If you're suffering, I was suffering from leg cramps. That was one of the problems I was having. I started walking, I started riding my bike. I don't have leg cramps anymore. Get your circulation going. Get off your ass. Do something for yourself. Get some exercise. You don't have to join a gym to get some exercise and get yourself feeling better and maybe even look better. I don't look better. I just feel better. Don't take friends for granted. And family, too. But we've been over that with the first 2 points. But point 5, don't take your friends for granted. I learned that lesson a long time ago when I lost a few friends. Like my friend Lou, Uncle Lou. He lost a friend to COVID. Same age as Lou, early 40s. Lou said it was one of his best friends. He's gone. I almost lost my friend Keith to infection, a severe infection that got into his circulatory system and started wreaking absolute havoc. I would never have gotten a chance to say goodbye to him. I'm sure everyone in this who's watching this video has lost a friend or a family member, a loved one, a classmate, somebody that they thought would be there the next day. Don't take the people around you for granted. We are guaranteed nothing in this world. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. You're not guaranteed next. Hell, you're not guaranteed the next minute. You're guaranteed nothing in this world. Live life and don't take your friends and your family for granted. That would be point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Halfway done. And if this video is too long for you, tough. I'm sorry. I got a lot to say. I always say it verbosely. Me and Jeff Webster have the same problem. We got too much to say and not enough time to say it, no self-control over how we say it. If you have a significant other, which I don't, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, whatever, don't go to bed angry. I try, for most of my marriage, my wife and I didn't fight. We got along very well for most of our marriage. That's another story. When we did have an argument, I always tried to make it a point never to go to bed angry. Tried to settle it, tried to make it right before we went to sleep. Most of the time we were successful in doing that, and it always the next morning it was a new day. The fight was in the past. It didn't continue into the bedroom, and we moved on. And I was given that advice by multiple sources. I think it's excellent advice. I'm giving it to you if you didn't already know it. Don't go to bed angry. Nothing good comes from that. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seventh point. Get out of debt. As much as you can, try and get out of debt and stay out of debt. I realize that most people own a house and they're in debt with a house and maybe a car. Those are big ticket items. Understandable if you went in debt for that. But try to get out of debt, especially with what's coming economically, what I see coming economically. Try to stay out of the little debts. Those credit cards, the store credit cards especially. But credit card debt, I see people going into debt all the time for things that they shouldn't be going into debt for. Like their hobby. Like I'm in the watch collection hobby. I don't buy watches, with one or two exceptions, if I don't have the cash to buy them. I know quite a few people in the watch hobby that are buying watches and going into debt to do it. And that's up to them. I mean, live their lives. Live your life the way you want to. But my best advice is, given what's coming economically in this world, and with the economic uncertainties and employment uncertainties and what our governments are doing to our currencies, I think it behooves you as a person to get out of as much debt as you can. Pay your cards down, if that means sacrificing something else, selling something, doing without something else to get those credit cards paid off. Get those student loans paid off. Get those minor ticky-tack loans paid off. Get out of debt before the real inflation kicks in. Get out of debt. Now, I'm no financial wizard. I'm not a financial analyst. I'm not a broker. I don't pretend to be one. I just know what I know. And I know that the less debt you carry, the less danger you are of being a slave to that debt in the future. So if you have debts besides home and car, and if you can pay off your car sooner, do it. If you have debts other than a car loan or a home loan, and you can get those loans paid off as soon as you can, I think that's a great idea on your part. Get out of debt. 8th point. And this is hard to do, and I will sound incredibly hypocritical when I say it. And if you want to flame me for it, go ahead. try to avoid drama. Hang on a minute, my screensaver kicked in. Sorry. Try to avoid drama as much as you can. I try my very best. I mean, belonging to this college football trash talk community, it is really difficult to avoid the drama, as you all know. We've got drama going on as I'm making this video between 5 or 6 different guys, and one drama between a guy and a girl. Both I know, both I consider friends. They're just banging heads with each other. Too much drama out there. I've had my share of drama with a few people in the community. I've done my best to just basically block them out. I've set it up where the people I had the most drama with, I just basically blocked them. I don't see their comments. I don't see what they're posting. I don't go to their channels. I just avoid them. And to me, that's just the best way for me to handle it. But I think as much as you can in this environment, in your own life, try and avoid drama as much as you can. I'm not as good at it as I would like to. I probably created some on my own, and maybe sound a little hypocritical when I say it, but I'm going to I always try and do better when it comes to avoiding drama as much as I can. So my advice to you is to try and cut as much drama out of your life as possible. Point 9, share your knowledge. I'm trying to do that right now. Jeff Webster, good guy from Ames, Iowa. He shares his knowledge by telling stories. I mean, and they may be elongated, but then again, my stories are elongated. I'm guilty of that too. I don't make any bones about it. But every one of us has knowledge and experience. And you should share that. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your children, share it with your nephews, your nieces. Share it with people younger than you, share it with people older than you. If you learn something and you think it's worth telling other people about, tell it. If they don't want to hear it, they'll just either tell you they don't want to hear it, or if you make a video about it. Ooh, did y'all hear that? It's time for our afternoon thunderstorms. I better wrap this up before I lose power. But if you have knowledge, share it. Don't sit on it. Don't be quiet. Don't be stingy with your knowledge and your experiences, because these things will help others. And that's what it's all about. It's about sharing what you know with the community and having the community share what they know with you. Or whatever community that is, whether it's your neighborhood, your city, the communities you belong to on YouTube, your friends on Facebook, the people who you tweet to on that Twit machine, which I don't belong to because it's a sewer. But share your knowledge. Final point. 10th point, final point. And this should be obvious, but it needs to be said now in this time more than ever, because it's not happening out there very much. It's be good to each other. We have, at this time in the world, we have so many levels of division, I can't even begin to quantify them. I mean, we are in the middle of dividing ourselves into tribes by race, by religion, by economic status, by job type, by political party affiliation, by the hat we wear, by the schools. Well, that's part of the fun of this community. But I mean, even though we all we went to different colleges and we all pull for different college sports teams, we're still good to each other. I mean, for example, I'm not a Georgia fan. I'm a Florida fan. I'm the Florida man. But one of the guys who's been really good to me in this community is Uncle Lou. He's been really good to me. He's given me good advice. He's helped me with my channel. He's told me how to do different things to make my videos better and my live streams better, and they become better. They become more popular. He's a Georgia fan. He don't like Florida, but he's a friend of mine, and I'm a friend of his. And when I get to meet him in person, it's a great thing because he's a good guy. Same with Keith Richter, BVD. He's a Tennessee fan. He's no fan of Florida, but he's a friend of mine, and he's great. He's entertaining. He's funny. He's warm. He's a great person to talk to. He's given me some great advice because he's been doing this YouTube thing longer than any of us, really. Thinking. Tiger Cat. Tiger Cat's an LSU fan. Great girl. Great girl. I don't, and I've talked to her at length many days, many evenings. I think I've given her some good advice. I know she's given me some good advice. She's helped me out. I've helped her out. We're good to each other. I don't agree with everything that Lou believes in, politically, socially, economically. I don't care. He's a good guy. He's a good dude, and he's a friend. We used to be, and Keith, and Tiger Cat, and Jeff Webster, and Dave Salita, Sports Live and the ATL. He's a big pro sports fan, except for hockey. I could give a damn about pro sports. He's a good guy, and he's fun to talk to. We can be good to. We used to have the ability in this world, in this country, in this whatever. We could disagree without being disagreeable. We lost that somewhere in the past 15 years, 20 years. We lost that. We're not good to each other anymore, and you can see the result. We have riots. We have high crime. We have violence. We have people angry at each other all the time. We have families that are split apart over a presidential election. We have families split apart over a hat. We have friends who don't talk to each other anymore. I had a friend. His name is David, not Salita David. This is an old high school buddy of mine. I've known this guy for years, and we were always good to talk to each other. It was always good to talk to him and everything. Somewhere along the line, something flipped, and he just isolated himself and ostracized and alienated everyone on one side of the political spectrum because he went the other way. And everyone who didn't believe what he believed was the enemy and was treated with hostility and contempt and outright anger. I mean, the things he said to me just before he cut off communication with me were downright insulting. And we're both Jewish. He called me a Nazi. Anyway, that's another thing that's not. I mean, I just use that as an example. He's a good guy. But because he and I didn't see eye to eye on a few things, all of a sudden I'm the enemy. We're not being good to each other. We need to start being good to each other again. If we're gonna reunite as a society, we can disagree over petty things. We can disagree over semi-important things, but nothing's more important than being good to each other and treating each other as human beings instead of the enemy, the other tribe, the other side. They're the enemy. He's the problem. She's the problem. People who think like they do are the problem. People who look like them are the problem. No. That's not the problem. The problem is we've been taught or we've learned somehow that we don't have to be good to each other anymore. And that's wrong. Anyway, those are my 10 points. I'm sure I'll come up with some more ideas and make another video like this, but this is advice from an old guy. Take with it what you will. Take from it what you will. I just wanted to put that video out there because with what's going on out there and with what's going on in this community, I think somebody needs to say these things, and I'll do it. What the hell? Anyway, Keith, if you're watching, get well soon, man. Come back to us. Give me a call. But meanwhile, everyone else, comments down below. Tell me what you think. And that's it. Have a good rest of the day.